Hey guys, welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher. And man, I appreciate you guys swinging by the channel and hanging with me a little bit. And got a good video for y'all today. We're gonna be talking about perch pattern lures. Perch patterns are not real common. A lot of people don't throw them. But guys, there are certain situations when you get the right combination of water clarity and the type of day and the time of year, perch patterns can outproduce any other color. So I'm gonna sort of narrow that down for you guys today and sort of explain, the success I've had on perch patterns and when you want to throw them. I think it's definitely going to add up to some good fish for you guys. And also, guys, I'll be talking about, obviously, the Megabass models of perch patterns. They have a bunch of different perch patterns. I'll include my Megabass Jerkbait and Crankbait link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to try some different type of crankbaits and jerkbaits in the perch patterns, using that link's a good way to support the channel. I really appreciate that. And also, guys, a quick invitation. We still have the 30% off sale going on with my Solar Bat Series RB2s and 3s right now. Get them at 30% off. I'll put the Solar Bat link in the description of the video, and also you can get them at my Tackle Warehouse link. So really appreciate you guys checking those out too. Okay, perch patterns have been around for a long time, and this is the newer Megabass model. But guys, I've been using perch patterns since the early 1980s. And my first success on perch pattern was, I used to fish a Rebel Deep WR a lot. That was one of my favorite crankbaits back when I was in high school, late 70s, early 80s. And in the early 80s, they came out with a perch pattern. And that's the first perch pattern I've ever seen. Before it was like crawdad patterns and shad patterns. And I remember I used to wade this creek called Center Creek a lot back in Joplin, Missouri. And there's quite a few fish in it. And I took that perch pattern crankbait down there to Center Creek and just whacked them on the thing. And it made me realize how good of a perch pattern it can be at certain times. So I started using them on and off, but really I didn't get into it until Megabass started coming out with all the different type of perch patterns that they make. They got a lot of different variations in terms of like a translucent perch pattern like this, or some type of a flat or metallic finish on a perch pattern. And once they started really expanding the different type of perch patterns, I started incorporating in my fishing, specifically over the past 3 or 4 years. And guys, I have caught a ton of fish on a perch pattern in the conditions that I'm going to talk about in today's video. Okay, like so many other things when you're talking about lure color, it has to do with a combination of factors. The water visibility is going to dictate color, but along with the water visibility, you have to equate the sunlight condition or lack of it, the light intensity entering the water, because you can't base your color selection strictly upon water clarity, because based upon the light intensity, whether it's a bright sunny day or a rainy day, the water visibility is going to change in terms of the how well a bass can see or doesn't see. So you have to combine those factors together with it. And also factors like shade plays in it, time of year, a bunch of different stuff. So I want to go over the windows as far as where I have done best on a perch pattern and, allow you guys to duplicate it too. First of all, I have found in my own fishing that a perch pattern lure is better in warmer water. It's like I have not personally done very good on a perch pattern when the water temperatures are like below 70 degrees. So I like to have at least around 70-degree water for the perch pattern to work good. And so this is going to be anywhere between, say, I don't know, late April to possibly into October, depending upon your part of the country. So there's a pretty big window there that it works. So water temperature above 70 degrees, number one. The second factor, and this is the important one, you have to have a very specific water clarity range for a perch pattern to work. And the water clarity range that I have seen personally that a perch pattern produces the best in is 1 to 2 foot of visibility, 12 to 24 inches, in that range right there. And again, how successful or how productive a perch pattern is going to be using that water clarity metric is the correlating sunlight conditions. So if you have, let's say you have the upper end of clarity, say the water visibility is 2 foot, which is pretty clean water, 2 foot of visibility. If I'm going to fish a perch pattern lure in a 2 foot of clarity, I want to have some type of a lower light condition. Now, it can be a bright sunny day, throwing it on a shady bank. In fact, that's some of the best success I've had on a perch pattern is fishing shady banks, 2 foot of visibility on a sunny type day. Or you can have, cloudy type of a day, or, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. perch pattern lure on a sunny day in a foot of visibility, the lower light conditions. And if you've got a little bit cleaner water, you know, like the 2 foot of visibility, a cloudy day can be worked because you got lower light, the water's clarity, so it offsets it. So 1 to 2 foot of visibility, you know, ranging cloud cover, just depends on that situation. But it's sort of like you got to try it to see if it's going to work. And also sometimes the wind or lack of wind is going to have a factor too. But anyway, let me lay this out again. at least 70-degree water temperature, 1 to 2 foot of clarity. Low light conditions are better with it unless you've got dirty water closer to the 12-inch range, and then a sunny day is going to be better. Okay, another thing with this is a perch pattern lure is going to be better, obviously, if the perch are spawning. Now, in most parts of the country, bluegill and pumpkin seeds and black perch and all the different type of perches out there, they start to spawn once that water temperature starts to get into the low to mid 70s. And they'll spawn all summer long. So if the water temperature starts to get in the 70s, say in the first part of May, and it stays up in there until the early fall, they're gonna spawn all year long. And that's why if you walk the bank, when the water's a little bit warmer, you can always see perch on the bank. And that's why these perch patterns work really good in a situation like that, especially a perch crankbait like this Megabass S crank. Not so much with the jerkbaits. There's one other window I'm going to talk about with the jerkbaits that work good for perch that's not in the warmer water. But for crankbaits, you guys, definitely the warmer situation is going to be better. Now for the jerkbait, it's a little bit different window. Let me talk about the perch pattern jerkbait when I've done the best on them. When I first started using a perch pattern jerkbait, I did it because up north, like in the northern smallmouth fisheries, like the Great Lakes and Lake Champlain, they have a lot of yellow perch up there. In fact, you can see these big smallmouth with yellow perch sticking out of their throats. And it's sort of like this. This is sort of what a yellow perch looks like. And I started fishing a perch pattern jerkbait like this for those smallmouth up north, and I couldn't catch crap on it. It's like, I didn't understand, because there are some perch pattern jerkbaits that Megabass makes that look exactly like those yellow perch up there, and I could not get a bite on it at all. What I have found out about a perch pattern, as far as when it works good on a jerkbait, is you gotta have some type of what I call tannic acid water. It can be clear, but the tannic acid water is sort of like that darker black water, and this is associated with vegetation. So if you have a lake that has aquatic vegetation in it, especially way south, like in Florida, Florida is a perfect example of it. Some of the places like in South Texas, but if you have aquatic vegetation, a perch pattern jerkbait is a really good bait over the top of aquatic vegetation. Now, I haven't done as good on a perch pattern like in the TVA lakes, because you don't really have that tannic acid looking with the vegetation there. It's more of just a regular greenish brown. But all you guys in Florida, if anybody in Florida is watching this video, try a perch pattern jerkbait over the grass in Florida. It works really, really good. But my main success, guys, I've had, and this has been really good for me, these perch pattern Megabass square-bill crankbaits in the summertime of the year have really been productive for me. I fish a lot of shallow crankbaits in the summertime because I don't like to fish deep or offshore in the summer. So I'm looking for shallow fish in the summertime. And I've got a lot of different colors of crankbaits based upon water clarity and everything that we talk about. And one of the things that I have found out about cranking shallow in the summertime of the year is that there's 3 different color patterns that work good. Really dirty water, really low light conditions, some type of a blackback chartreuse. If the water visibility is, say, 2 foot or greater, a lot of times a shad pattern is going to work good. But if you have sort of that in between, that 1 to 2 foot of clarity in the summertime of the year, they will hammer a perch pattern in those conditions. So anyway, guys, it's worth picking up a few. Like I said, if I was going to try it out, I wouldn't get the perch pattern jerkbait unless you're down south over grass. But guys, definitely pick you up a few of these Megabass S cranks and try them as it gets warmer this year for shallow water cranking. Again, I'll link it in the description of the video. Definitely will catch you some good fish. So hope it helps out, guys. We'll talk later.